Friends, what if there was a place the common man was unaware of? But a place where people are trained from a young age to become ferocious, creating a warrior so skilled he can overpower 100 men alone. The story begins by showing an old man tattooing a gangster's back. But then the gangster's lackey arrived. He gave him an envelope containing black sand. These thugs didn't know its meaning. But seeing it, the old man was utterly terrified. The old man explained that this black sand meant the world's most dangerous shadow ninjas were coming. Because many years ago, this old man had encountered these warriors and knew how dangerous they were. He then showed these men an old chest wound he had suffered. Actually, this old man's heart is on the left side, which is why he survived the ninja's strike. Just then suddenly, one man's head separated from his body, and a silence of fear spread. Then a wire yanked a man standing there upwards, and his body fell back down in pieces. These were the shadow ninjas, who strike from the darkness. Within moments, the ninjas had annihilated everyone present. Afterwards, we saw a ninja step out of the shadows. Well, after this, we are told the story of Japan's Ozonu clan. It's a lineage of fierce ninjas, led by Lord Ozonu. They collect children from all over the world and, after rigorous training, turn them into these dangerous ninjas. While all rich men know of these ninjas, the general public is unaware of their existence. Anyone can have someone assassinated by paying them a minimum of 100 kilos of gold. This Ozonu clan has been operating from the shadows for the last several hundred years. It's even said that the Russian president and the Japanese prime minister were killed by these very ninjas. Anyway, one day, Lord Ozonu brought a boy named Raizo because his parents had abandoned him. So Ozonu brought him along. Ozonu recognized the boy's talent, seeing that he would grow up to become the leader of the Ozonu clan. And so, his harsh training began at the age of 10. His body was covered with many scars, punishments for mistakes made during training. According to their beliefs, a ninja must always remain hidden. So, Raizo was made to walk on wooden floors, and if even a slight crack was heard, Ozonu would strike his soles hard. One night, when he couldn't even sleep properly, a girl named Kimiko came and applied ointment to his wounds. She was also there training to become a ninja. But here they were taught to discard all emotions. However, Kimiko was different from the others. She thought killing anyone was wrong. As time passed, Raizo and Kimiko grew up. But still nothing significant had happened between them. They talked to each other from a distance. By now, Raizo had become the most capable warrior of the Ozonu clan. But he lost a match against his senior, Takeshi, because Takeshi attacked him deceitfully. Instead of scolding him, Takeshi insulted Raizo, calling him weak. He struck Raizo's stomach hard with his fingers, causing him to writhe in pain. The next morning, Ozonu saw that Raizo was ready for his training again. He was impressed by his dedication. A few days later, Raizo blindfolded himself and defeated all his opponents. But Kimiko still didn't like this killing. Raizo often warned her that if Ozonu found out, he would tear out her heart. But Kimiko told him, "But my heart is with you, so that can't happen." One day, Kimiko got a task to kill someone with a knife. But when Kimiko couldn't do it, Ozonu threw a knife at her face and had her locked in a cage. At night, Raizo secretly met her and gave her water. A few days later at night, Kimiko started to escape by jumping over the wall. She asked Raizo to come with her. But he was loyal to the clan. She failed in her attempt and was caught. Now, she was to be sentenced to death. Takeshi, in front of everyone, struck her heart and took her life. That day Raizo was completely broken inside, but he still remained with Ozonu. Some days after this in Berlin, a girl named Mika found some evidence of the ninja's existence. She took this evidence to her boss, Maslow, but Maslow wasn't ready to believe that such ninjas existed, known only to the rich. "That's impossible," he said. Upon which Mika showed him evidence. "Look. The money of big men disappears, and these ninjas are behind the deaths of politicians." Now Maslow also became interested. Upon gathering evidence, they discovered that another detective had collected similar proof, but was soon fired and later murdered. Meanwhile, Raizo had also come to Berlin for some work. He was alone in a deserted house, training all day by meditating. One day he went to a laundry shop. There he saw a lady. Just by looking at her, Raizo understood she was also a ninja. Immediately, they attacked each other, and a tremendous fight began. But in the blink of an eye, we saw that Raizo had put that girl in a washing machine and left. Meanwhile, Mika went to meet the wife of the spy who was killed after finding evidence. She started telling her, "My husband was very brave, but after investigating this incident, he became so scared that he put multiple locks on every window and door. There was light in every corner of the house so no ninja could enter. But the day they came, they turned off all the lights." The next day, an officer came to Mika's office because she was thinking too much about things not part of her job. That night, as Mika was returning home, she saw the whole street had no lights. As soon as she entered her house, a ninja attacked her. But surprisingly, another ninja saved her life and killed all the other ninjas. And this was none other than Raizo. We saw that on a previous mission. Raizo had vented his anger on a man and killed him mercilessly. After that mission, he went to meet the other ninjas on the roof. Lord Ozonu said, "We are proud of you." But then Raizo attacked him, shredding his eye and face. The other ninjas beat Raizo severely for attacking the leader and threw him off the roof. But fortunately, Raizo fell into water and survived. From then on, Raizo started working against the ninjas. He began sabotaging their every mission, and that's why he had saved Mika's life. Then, both went to a hotel to change their clothes because ninjas can often track humans by their smell. Then Mika told Maslow that she was with Raizo. But Maslow had orders to capture Raizo. He knew Raizo wasn't their enemy, but he had to follow orders. So when Maslow went to meet Mika and Raizo, they captured him and tied him up in a deserted jail. When Mika found out Maslow was involved, she went to talk to him. But Maslow wasn't ready to release him because Raizo was safer in jail from the ninjas. At night, when Mika went to give water to Raizo, he told her the ninjas would arrive any moment. Mika tried to warn Maslow, but it was too late. The lights went out, and the ninjas emerged from the darkness. The officers' weapons and strength were no match for these brave warriors. They began eliminating them, so Mika unlocked Raizo's chains and freed him. He then faced the ninjas and told Mika to run away. Although Raizo was the best warrior of the Ozonu clan, handling so many ninjas at once was difficult even for him. Finally, Raizo and Takeshi fell onto the street while fighting. Takeshi was about to finish Raizo with his sword when Mika hit him from behind with her car. She then took Raizo to a hotel. Although he was badly injured, he refused to go to a doctor. So Mika sat beside the unconscious Raizo in the room. She then took out a tracking device so Maslow could find her location. When the police arrived, only Mika was there. She told them that they had taken Raizo away 10 minutes ago. Raizo was presented before Lord Ozonu. He gave Raizo a final chance to apologize. But Raizo said, "Apologize, go to hell." Hearing this, Ozonu's anger knew no bounds. Because a few years earlier, he had thought this boy would become the leader of the Ozonu clan. He made Raizo stand on the same spot as Kimiko, and then struck 3 times with his fingers. Usually, one strike from Ozonu kills people. But nothing happened to Raizo. Simultaneously, the tracking device in his mouth came out. At that very moment, the entire police force attacked, causing chaos. Many ninjas were killed in the explosions. In the clash between these two groups, many people lost their lives. Meanwhile, Takeshi and his men surrounded Raizo. Now, Raizo made mincemeat of all of them in an instant. Then Raizo and Takeshi came face to face and fought with all their might. Finally, Raizo won here and even cut a part of Takeshi's body off. Now it was Ozonu's turn. He saw that Ozonu was sitting comfortably in a room while massive explosions were happening outside. Suddenly, Ozonu disappeared from there and came out of the darkness behind Raizo. With just a push, he threw Raizo through several walls. Then both drew their swords and came face to face. Ozonu gave him another chance to apologize, saying, "I am your father. I brought you here and have raised you from childhood until today." But Raizo said, "I am no one's son, and I will only breathe the air of freedom after finishing you." And as he lunged at Ozonu, he disappeared again. Now Mika also arrived to help Raizo. But seizing the opportunity, Ozonu ran a sword through Mika's chest. Seeing this, Raizo remembered once again how these monsters had killed his love in childhood. Enraged, Raizo, with a single stroke of his sword, cut Ozonu into 3 pieces. Raizo brought Mika outside, and when the doctor saw her, they realized her heart was on the left side, so she would survive. Finally, Raizo scaled the wall of his academy and did exactly what his girlfriend Kimi had wanted him to do. And thus, keeping Kimiko's memories forever in his heart, he left for his next mission. So friends, how did you like the video? Definitely tell us by commenting. Subscribe to the channel for more such videos. See you in the next awesome video.